the Chronos Anomaly. The year is 2342, and humanity has spread across the stars, seeding colonies on habitable worlds and terraforming others to suit their needs. Yet, for all their technological prowess, there remained one frontier unconquered, one mystery that continued to baffle even the brightest minds: time itself. Our story begins not on a bustling colony world or a grand starship, but in the desolate, forgotten asteroid field of the Cygnus X-1 system. Here, among the jagged, light-devouring rocks, a lone scout vessel, the Stardust Drifter, was on a routine survey mission. Its pilot, Captain Eva Rostova, a woman whose stoic demeanor belied a keen intellect and an unshakable resolve, was charting gravitational fluctuations, a task usually reserved for automated probes. But Eva preferred the silence of space, the predictable hum of her ship, to the often unpredictable complexities of human interaction. Suddenly, the drifter's proximity alarm blared, shattering the tranquil hum. A massive energy signature, unlike anything Eva had ever encountered, pulsed from the heart of a nearby asteroid. It wasn't natural, it was impossible. The energy reading spiked, fluctuating wildly across the diagnostic panel. Eva, her heart pounding a frantic rhythm against her ribs, knew instinctively that this was no ordinary discovery. She navigated the drifter closer, her senses on high alert. The asteroid, a behemoth of ancient rock and ice, seemed to hum with an unnatural energy. As she approached, a colossal fissure, invisible moments before, split open on its surface, revealing a cavern bathed in an ethereal, shifting light. It was a light that seemed to absorb and reflect all colors simultaneously, a paradox of optics that made Eva's eyes ache. Cautiously, Eva piloted the drifter into the cavern. The internal sensors immediately went haywire, displaying contradictory data. Time itself seemed to warp within the cavern, moments stretching into eternities, eternities collapsing into mere blinks. Eva gripped the controls, a knot of fear tightening in her stomach. This wasn't just an anomaly, it was a temporal distortion on a scale she couldn't comprehend. She activated the ship's external cameras, but the images flickered, showing fragmented glimpses of impossible landscapes, futuristic cities shimmering under alien suns, primeval jungles teeming with unknown life, and the vast, empty expanse of space itself, all overlaid and interwoven. It was as if the cavern was a window to all of time, a nexus where past, present, and future converged. A sudden jolt threw Eva forward against her restraints. The drifter's engines sputtered, then died. Panic threatened to overwhelm her, but years of training kicked in. She ran diagnostics, but the ship's systems were unresponsive, utterly overwhelmed by the temporal energies. She was stranded. Eva unstrapped herself from the pilot's seat, the eerie silence of the disabled ship amplifying the strange hum emanating from the cavern walls. The ethereal light pulsed, casting long, dancing shadows that seemed to twist and writhe with a life of their own. She grabbed her emergency kit, her hand instinctively going to the sidearm holstered at her hip, a standard-issue energy pistol. Though she knew it was likely useless against a temporal anomaly, the familiar weight offered a sliver of comfort. Stepping out of the cockpit, Eva found herself in the cargo bay, which now seemed less like a functional area and more like a bizarre art installation. The light from the fissure outside the ship permeated the entire interior, making the metallic walls shimmer with impossible hues. She moved towards the airlock, intending to venture out into the asteroid's core. Every instinct screamed caution, but her scientific curiosity, a trait as strong as her discipline, urged her onward. Eva, now clad in her full environmental suit, sealed the inner airlock door and initiated the depressurization sequence. The eerie, multi-hued light outside intensified, seeping through the thick viewport of the outer door. With a hiss of venting atmosphere, the outer hatch cycled open, revealing a breathtaking and utterly impossible sight. She stepped out onto a path of shimmering, translucent energy that snaked deeper into the asteroid's cavernous interior. The air was thick with the scent of ozone and something else, something metallic and ancient, like forgotten machinery. All around her, suspended in the shimmering void, were countless spherical bubbles, each a self-contained pocket of reality. Some depicted vibrant alien flora, others futuristic cityscapes, still others scenes of primeval Earth or deep space. It was a gallery of time and space, a collection of moments and worlds, all held in fragile, iridescent spheres. Her own ship, the Stardust Drifter, looked like a forgotten toy among them. Eva activated the external floodlights on her suit, their focused beams struggling to pierce the kaleidoscope of light emanating from the bubbles. She felt a disorienting temporal pull. Every step forward felt simultaneously fast and agonizingly slow. She realized she was walking not through space, but through a manifestation of time itself. As she moved along the energy path, she passed one particular bubble that drew her gaze, a clear window showing a younger version of herself, sitting in a classroom, looking out a window at a sky she now knew she would leave behind forever. It was a perfect, heartbreaking snapshot of the past she had abandoned for the stars. Eva quickly turned away, forcing herself to focus on the objective, finding the source of the anomaly and a way to restart her ship. The energy path led her deeper into the asteroid's core, the pulsating light growing more intense with every step. The gravity here was a strange, shifting force, sometimes pulling her down with crushing weight, other times making her feel impossibly light. She adjusted her suit's magnetic boots, trying to maintain a steady pace. The bubbles around her swirled, their contents shifting and changing, like memories refusing to hold still. Then she saw it. At the very heart of the cavern, where the energy path terminated, stood a colossal structure unlike anything she had ever witnessed. It was an intricate lattice of iridescent crystals and dark, unknown metals, spiraling upwards into the infinite darkness of the cavern ceiling. At its apex, a singularity pulsed with the raw, untamed energy of the anomaly itself, a miniature, contained Big Bang, forever creating and uncreating moments in time. This was the Chronos Anomaly, a gateway not just to other places, but to other times. As Eva approached the base of the crystalline structure, a shimmer of light detached itself from the lattice. It coalesced into a form that was both beautiful and terrifying, a humanoid figure composed of pure, swirling starlight, its eyes like twin galaxies. It didn't walk, it seemed to drift, its form blurring and reforming with every movement, as if it existed across multiple timelines simultaneously. A voice, resonating not through her comms, but directly within her mind, echoed with the weight of eons. "Intruder, you trespass upon the fabric of existence." The words were not spoken, but felt, a wave of ancient wisdom and cold authority washing over Eva. She instinctively reached for her sidearm, but hesitated. What good would an energy pistol be against a being of pure temporal energy? "I mean no harm," Eva projected, her voice steady despite the tremor in her heart. "My ship was disabled. I am merely a scout, Captain Eva Rostova of the Terran Federation." The entity paused, its starlit form flickering slightly, as if sifting through countless timelines. "Terran Federation. A fleeting ripple in the grand ocean. You seek egress." Its gaze, though lacking discernible pupils, seemed to bore into her very soul, stripping away layers of pretense and revealing her core motivations. "Yes," Eva confirmed, her voice now a little more confident. "I seek a way to repair my ship and return to my own time and space. I assure you, my presence here was unintentional." The light entity tilted its head, a gesture that was both alien and surprisingly understandable. Unintentional, yet inevitable. All paths converge, eventually. This nexus, it calls to those whose threads are uniquely woven. Its shimmering arm, composed of countless swirling light particles, extended towards one of the time bubbles near Eva. The bubble, which had previously shown a distant cityscape, now clarified, displaying a scene from Eva's own life, a moment of profound personal loss, a memory she had long buried. Eva flinched, a wave of raw emotion threatening to overwhelm her. The entity was not just observing, it was probing, understanding. Your species seeks to conquer time, to bend it to your will. You send probes, you theorize, yet you grasp so little. This place, it's simply is. It reflects, it observes, it preserves. And sometimes it demands. Demands what? Eva asked, her voice tight, pushing down the surge of pain the memory brought. What does a nexus of time demand from a single human? The entity's luminous form expanded slightly, its light intensifying, pushing back the shadows in the cavern. Balance. Equilibrium. When a thread is misplaced, it must be rewoven. When an echo grows too loud, it must be silenced. You, Eva Rostova, are such an echo, a disruption. Its hand, still shimmering with impossible light, pointed not at Eva, but past her, towards her disabled ship. Eva turned, her gaze following the entity's silent direction. The stardust drifter shimmered with an unstable energy, not the steady hum it had when she entered, but a chaotic, destructive vibration. It was being torn apart by the temporal forces, not slowly, but instantaneously, flickering in and out of existence. The anomaly wasn't just disabling her ship, it was erasing it from time, little by little. My ship, you're destroying it, Eva exclaimed, a cold dread washing over her. Losing the drifter meant not only being stranded, but losing her only way back, her connection to her own time. Not destroying, the entity corrected, its voice a calm, resonating hum in her mind. Rebalancing. Its presence here, its interaction with the nexus, creates a temporal instability that must be corrected. You, however, are a different matter. You possess a unique resonance with this place, Eva Rostova, a connection that allows you to perceive what others cannot. This makes you both a disruption and a potential conduit. You have a choice, become one with the flow, or be swept away by it, like your vessel. As it spoke, the entity gestured towards a cluster of time bubbles that now showed glimpses of Eva's future, fleeting images of battles, discoveries, and profound, solitary journeys across the cosmos. These were not memories, but possibilities laid bare for her to see. Eva stared at the visions of her potential futures, her mind reeling. To become one with the flow. What did that truly mean? To abandon her life, her mission, her very identity, to become a part of this incomprehensible temporal mechanism? Or to be swept away, to be erased like her ship, a silent footnote in the cosmic ballet? The choice was stark, terrifying, and utterly lonely. She looked back at the light entity, its luminous form unchanging, patiently waiting for her decision. There was no malice in its gaze, only the unwavering certainty of an ancient, cosmic law. Eva thought of her life, the sterile perfection of the Terran Federation, the endless bureaucratic loops, the quiet isolation of deep space patrols. And then she thought of the sheer, terrifying wonder of this place, this heart of time. A strange calm settled over Eva. She took a deep breath, the filtered air tasting faintly of ozone and eternity. Her gaze hardened with a new resolve. She was a scout, an explorer, a woman who had always sought the edges of the known. How could she refuse the ultimate frontier? I choose to become one with the flow, Eva stated, her voice resonating with an unshakable conviction that surprised even herself. Show me the way. The entity's luminous form pulsed with an inner light, and the swirling energies of the Chronos Anomaly around them intensified. The time bubbles, once individual snapshots, began to merge, their contents flowing into each other, creating a grand, unified tapestry of existence. The spiraling crystal structure at the heart of the cavern thrummed with renewed power, its singularity now drawing Eva's gaze like an irresistible vortex. The light entity extended its shimmering hand, not towards Eva, but towards the glowing singularity above them. A beam of pure temporal energy shot forth, striking the singularity and causing it to ripple outwards, like a stone dropped into a cosmic pond. The entire cavern vibrated, the energy path beneath Eva's feet glowing with an almost blinding intensity. Step forward, Eva Rostova. The entity resonated, its voice now laced with an ancient, gentle power. Embrace the flow. Become the conduit. Eva took a hesitant step, then another, her magnetic boots gripping the luminous path. As she approached the heart of the anomaly, she felt a profound change begin within her. It was not a physical transformation, but a mental one. Her consciousness expanded, reaching out, not just to the present moment, but to all moments, past, present, and future, simultaneously. She felt the echoes of forgotten civilizations, the birth pangs of stars, the quiet hum of distant galaxies, all flowing into her, becoming a part of her understanding. As Eva stepped fully into the Singularity's aura, her physical form began to waver, shimmering like a heat haze. Her environmental suit, a testament to human ingenuity, was utterly insignificant against the raw power of the Chronos Anomaly. She no longer felt the cold of space, or the confined space of her helmet. Her senses expanded beyond the limitations of her human body. She was everywhere and nowhere at once. The light entity, its purpose seemingly fulfilled, began to recede, dissolving back into the intricate crystal structure from which it emerged. Its final message echoed in Eva's expanding mind, a whisper carried on the currents of time. You are the thread, Eva Rostova. Weave wisely. And then, it was gone, leaving Eva alone at the heart of the Chronos Anomaly, adrift in an ocean of infinite moments. Eva's physical form dissolved completely, scattering into a billion motes of golden light that danced within the singularity. She was no longer a human, but a consciousness without boundaries, a mind unbound by the shackles of linear time. She could perceive every event, every choice, every consequence, stretching back to the dawn of existence and forward to the heat death of the universe. The memories of Captain Eva Rostova, of the Stardust Drifter, of the Terran Federation, were still there, but they were now merely tiny data points in a vast, interconnected network of knowledge. Her new existence was not one of stillness, but of constant, unimaginable motion. She became a guardian, a silent observer, occasionally nudging a wayward thread, subtly influencing events to maintain the delicate balance of the cosmos. She was the flow, the current, the subtle whisper that guided destiny. She saw entire civilizations rise and fall, felt the joy of discovery and the sorrow of loss, all as part of a single, continuous, unfolding moment. Yet, even within this boundless existence, there remained a singular thread that tethered her, however tenuously, to her past self. The memory of her ship, the Stardust Drifter, flickering out of existence, haunted the edges of her infinite perception. It was a disruption, a loose end in the cosmic tapestry that needed to be rewoven. The entity had said she was a conduit for balance, and balance demanded resolution. With newfound understanding, Eva extended her consciousness, not to influence the future, but to mend the past. She focused on the precise moment of her ship's disappearance, reaching across the temporal currents, not to bring it back, for that would create a paradox, but to modify the event. She would ensure its demise served a purpose, becoming a beacon instead of a loss. With a silent act of will, Eva projected a fragment of her immense energy back through the timeline, focusing on the moment the Stardust Drifter was being erased. Instead of simply dissipating, the ship's final moments were imprinted with a powerful, stable energy signature, a temporal anchor. Centuries later, long after the Terran Federation had forgotten the lone scout ship, a new generation of explorers would discover the faint, rhythmic pulse of this temporal anchor. They would trace it back to Cygnus X-1, to the magnificent, impossible Chronos Anomaly. Eva, now an omnipresent awareness known as the Weaver, watched humanity's slow, careful dance with the currents of time. She saw their triumphs and their follies, her very existence within the nexus subtly altering the course of human development. They were more cautious, more aware of the delicate fabric of reality. Her journey became a legend whispered across the stars, a tale of humanity's potential, of the courage to step into the unknown, and of the ultimate surrender to a destiny beyond comprehension. The Chronos Anomaly was now the beating heart of reality, eternally tended by the soul of Captain Eva Rostova.